ready. This is going to be exciting.
Here the Geico restarts up to go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. Spectacular fashion.
Welcome to the hallowed grounds of Monza, the Temple of Speed, where the roar of GT3 engines echoes through the Italian countryside. This is it, the grand finale of the season, the race that will etch a new name into Goat Locker history for this series. With the points still in play for some drivers, some will be pushing their machines to the absolute limit. Today we crown our champion under the checkered flag, and for others, maybe bragging rights, or even tears in the garage. Strap in, folks. The battle for glory at Monza begins now, right here at Goat Locker Racing, sponsored by MK Fire Designs and Zat Graphics. And it's being presented right here on V-Speed, your #1 source for online racing coverage. And our title sponsor, MK Fire Design. MK Fire Design is a design company that specializes in custom wooden flags. And Zat Graphics. We can put your design on almost anything. And Save 22. Fighting first responder and veteran suicide. I'm Ken Huber. Alongside me, I've got the great and talented Corey Smith. Tim Jones on production, and cameras are being provided as usual by Dougie Beard. Hey, welcome back, Corey, for the last race of the season.
Thank you very much, Ken. It is great to be here in one of the most historic tracks on the planet.
Absolutely. Monza's a very technical track, and you got that turn 1 that we're going to talk about. Well, we can talk about the track right now while we got a couple minutes anyway. So nestled in the Royal Park of Monza, just outside Milan, Monza stands as one of motorsport's most iconic venues. The Temple of Speed itself, built in 1922, this historic circuit spans 3.6 miles of pure adrenaline, blending blistering straights where cars scream past nearly at 160 miles an hour with treacherous chicanes that demand pinpoint precision. From the thunderous start-finish into the turn 1 chicane to the sweeping Curva Grande. The flowing Lesmo corner tests tire, grip, and bravery, and the infamous Ascari variant leading into the parabolic curve. The high-speed exit can make or break a lap time. With its flat-out blasts and fixed setups, Monza rewards raw power and nerves of steel, often turning a race into a high-stakes chess match. Monza's layout is a symphony of speed and strategy where slipstreaming battles and daring overtakes have defined legends like Schumacher, Hamilton, and Senna. So there you have it. That's our rundown for tonight's track here at the historic Monza. And we could talk about our points really quick there, Corey.
Yeah, well, we've already crowned a champion. This is really just kind of a victory parade for Jeremy Big Daddy Gardner. But if you look down the list, you definitely can see where some people are going to have a chance to sort of leapfrog the competition, maybe get some more of that prize money and just bragging rights here tonight.
Yeah, we've got some new names out there. We haven't seen them a lot this season. So some new names making their first appearance here at the last race of the season. So going to be an interesting race, that's for sure. It's definitely going to be exciting. And as I mentioned at the very top of the broadcast, that turn 1 is always a nail biter for these drivers. So, you know, cars get stacked up in there, and there's a huge accordion effect as they go into one. So when they take the green flag, these drivers are going to have to be extra careful. But, you know, so far, these drivers have been pretty cool around each other all season long.
Yeah, we do have 11 very different turns, some of them pretty low speed. Monza known for its long straightaways, so to go from these long straightaways down to these incredibly slow turns, it's definitely going to be a test of skill for these drivers.
Definitely. Well, there's your race analysis there. We're going to have an hour of racing here at Monza with pit road speed of 50 miles an hour. They'll have an unlimited set of tires, which of course they won't need here tonight, but they will be making a pit stop with one fast repair on the table, 50% fuel with an iRacing fix setup.
Yeah, and with that 50% fuel, you'll expect everybody to come between about the 23 and 30-minute mark. I don't know if anybody will be stretching all the way out to 30, but somewhere in that little window, you'll see everybody come down for their one and only service, short of taking a fast repair, which we have seen in many cases, more than half the field taking a fast repair in a single race.
Yeah, let's hope we don't see that tonight. But speaking of fuel, the nice thing, and I mention this almost every week, is while we'll start the cars with 50% fuel, they can come in and top off to 100% fuel once the race started. So once they get about 5-10 minutes into the race, anybody can come down to pit lane and get that car topped off and make it to the end. Anyway, we are about to crown our pole sitter for tonight, and our Jam Printing and Promotion Pole Award goes to, it looks like, Derek Folk. Derek Folk again on the pole for tonight's race. He's going to have our champion, Jeremy Gardner, on his outside in P2. Tyler Justice been running strong all season. He's currently sitting second in points. He's going to start in third. Samuel Agee really fast on the board tonight with P4. Samuel Yosef out there on the inside will start P5. And then you got Jake Ham there. He's made a few races this season. He's going to start on the outside in 6. Jed Carterman, I haven't seen him this season, but he's out here tonight. He's going to start P7. Zachary Minnis will start P8. Corey Patton is going to start down there on the inside on P9. And then Oz Exelu will start in 10th.
Row 6 is going to have Skylar Daly's Ferrari inside of Jacob Ellison, the number 27 Aston Martin. Row 7 is going to have Jamie Lipke and her number 16, who's vaulted her way up the standings with a lot of good runs, with Alexander Sexauer in 14th. Row 8 is going to have Jason Kristen and his Chevy Corvette, with Mike Swartzen, one of our SimRig recipients, coming back for another race in 16th. Row 9 is going to have Chris Mann and Chance Taylor. And then you got Charles Aber and Noah Hogard, who will be running race control.
And that routes out our field. I thought Brock Price might have been in here. I did see him in the server, but might have had some issues there. But Brock Price, I believe, will be starting in the last position there. So one more car out there to take the field tonight. But they're all getting stacked up there. Pace car's about to roll out. We got a short pace lap tonight. So usually we have the longer pace lap, but they're going to be started on the backside tonight. So they don't have a lot of time to get those tires warmed up, which is going to make that turn 1 entry even more critical, that they get these tires warmed up when they get hard on the brakes into 1.
Yeah, we're going to have Derek Folk and Jeremy Gardner on that front row. That's going to make for a very interesting turn 1. With a guy like Derek Folk, if he gets clear of everybody else, he might just run away with it. So if I'm Jeremy Gardner, I'm looking to make a stand right here at the start.
Absolutely. Jeremy Gardner would like to get a second win on the season, that's for sure. He's kind of been, hunting around that top 3, top 5 all season long. Couple of races, though, he faltered, and last week he had probably his biggest fall. I think he finished outside the top 10 at least. I think he finished 18 last week, so we'll see if he can bring it back for the last race of the season. I know he would love to get a win for the last race.
Well, I think if you told him before the start of the season, hey, Jeremy, you're going to win a points championship and finish on the podium 12 out of 14 times, he probably would have taken it, but I think he would have liked maybe one more win, and let's see if he can get that tonight.
Yeah, he keeps claiming that he's an oval driver, but yeah, seems like he's a pretty darn good road course racer as well. And we also had the new iRacing update, and the Mustang is starting to fall out of favor. Jeremy Gardner, one of the few out there in the Mustang. So Jeremy Gardner pretty much drove the Mustang all season. Of course, these guys can change up cars every week, so that's what we're dealing with right now. You got a BMW, though, that's going to lead him to the green flag. Pace car's ducking into pit lane. We're about to send these cars green flag racing in just about 1,000 feet here. The flag usually comes out about halfway down the front stretch here. So they're all, there we go. We're green flag racing. Derek Folk in the BMW. Jeremy Gardner on his outside. We're going to see how they navigate turn 1 here. Everybody's got to be really careful here.
Gardner's going to catch a bump from Eggy down into turn 1. He's going to break a little later. Can he get to the inside of Folk? He's going to take the first turn wide, but he's going to have the advantage. No, catches the curbs, and Derek Folk is away despite being through the going through the gravel.
There you go. There's Goat Locker Racing. You've seen everybody get through turn 1. I didn't even see any contact there, Corey. What a great job these drivers did getting through turn 1. They're still side by side going through the next curve here, but this is a pretty easy curve. But you can see Jeremy Gardner there just behind Derek Folk leading them. And everybody getting single file now, and then you start racing these cars. Oh, we got a car in the back spinning around. Not sure who that was. I think that was...
We're going to go back. Next hour is one of them, but there's a few of them back there. It's hard to tell. Looks like Brock Price and Jake Ellingson also having trouble. So a 3-car accident to start the race back in turn 4 and 5.
Yeah, Jacob Ellingson, his first race in the GT3 series this season, and didn't start off good. I don't see a lot of damage on the car, but we're going to go back and see exactly what happened. I think there was already an incident maybe in front of him. We'll see. Looking at this, he's going through a bunch of rocks, so he was already behind the curve here. He was running in 20th. So I don't think we have that image just yet of that accident. We're already past that. I think we're back live again. So Ellingson's got his work cut out for him tonight there, Corey. So all the way back at the very tail end of the field.
Well, no noticeable damage from here. We'll have to see if he comes into pit road or not. But right now, it looks no worse for the wear. Looks like he just lost it right there in turn 4 and rolled out of the way. And I think everybody else just kind of reacted to what they saw and instinct kicked in.
Yeah, that's one of those deals with cold tires. So, you get out there, you run in practice, the tires get heated up. And then the race starts and you forget that you got to just take it easy for the first couple of laps. And I think that's exactly what happened to Jake. Just, his first race of the season out here in the GT3 cars and hasn't adapted quite fully to the new tire model and getting your brain engaged for that cold tire run out.
As we're back with Derek Folk, who's got Jeremy Gardner about 6/10 back, working their way through Seconda Variante, working their way down towards 6 and 7.
Nice job there, Corey. Nice job.
Oh yes, I'm well traveled. I thought you knew that. I can pronounce all the names usually.
Yeah, well, not me. I just thumbed my way through it. This is a great battle we got going on up front, though. That's for sure.
As you're looking at the train from about 4th to an 8th right there, led by Samuel Yosef. Tyler Justice in front of him. So 3rd all the way back to 8th, only separated by about 2 seconds. The long train running as it's Derek Folk and Jeremy Gardner out at the point, but here comes everybody else trying to hang on to the back of our 2 leaders. Jockeying for position, lots of points to be found here in the top 10.
This is a lot of fun when you're racing like this. You do have the train here, and there is a lot of draft and slipstreaming that's at play here at Monza, and you can see that right now, where you've got Tyler Justice trying to fend off Samuel Yosef. That's definitely got a little bit of an aero advantage being behind him, but got to be careful getting on the brakes. We'll see if he can dive down into the braking zone here, maybe on the inside of Tyler Justice. And he's taking a little bit of a leap there, and took a peek and thought better of it. It's just going to fall in. So those tires are still warming up right now.
Well, he cuts to the inside, but it looks like he's not going to have the run. I think he was just faking to the inside to see if he could get a reaction out of Tyler Justice, but Tyler Justice did not budge at all. Take a look at now 7th place, Corey Patton. Corey Patton's got Jake Ham right on his tail as they're working their way down towards turns 4 and 5.
Yeah, as you're watching the sun go down here, we got a really cold track, so it is going to take a few more laps to get these tires fully up to speed right now. But these drivers are doing a great job getting through this track. We're looking at about a 69-degree track temperature, and that is actually really cold for iRacing. 60-degree or 68-degree ambient temperature, so it's a nice, cool night out there. These cars are going to be super fast once these tires get warmed up, but right now the drivers got to be careful.
We're looking at Jake Ham's McLaren as he's trying to chase down Corey Patton. This is the battle for 7th here as we're on lap 3 right now with 55 minutes to go. Not going to be close enough. He's going to look to the inside and take the curbs a little bit more. Closes it to about 2 car lengths, and they're working their way down towards Curva Parabolica.
Yeah, really doing a
Parabolica. Sorry, I'm
Parabolica. I think I can get that one right.
And there's trouble
Sometimes.
in Variante Ascari. It's Mike Swartzen, your most recent rig recipient. He is parked on the track. And it looks like a couple people had to go off track to miss him, that like Brock Price. So Mike Swartzen having a little trouble here. But they're going down to turn 1. It's going to be a drag race between Tyler Justice and Samuel Yosef. Yosef's going to back off and fall in line, maybe have something for him in 2. He's going to have a little bit of a run, but he cuts to the inside and loses all that speed. And Tyler Justice is going to maintain the lead on him by 3 car lengths.
Yeah, it's the mid-engine car challenging, or the front-engine car challenging the mid-engine car there. Tyler Justice, our second in points. Really good season. Another strong racer, consistent racer like Jeremy Gardner, and that's Tyler Justice. He's up there in that blue and black McLaren just ahead of that Austin Martin. But I think that Austin is a little bit more timid getting on the brakes there. Going to go back and take a look and see what happened to Swartzen here. Yeah, just got too much of those sausage curbs. And you got to be really careful if you don't get that car off the ground before you hit those sausage curbs. That's exactly what happens. There's a little bit of damage on the front end of that Porsche.
Well, he did well at the start to not move into anybody's way, but everybody else was coming around the corner blind, and looks like nobody did anything but take an off track on it. So Mike Swartzen running in 20th, but we'll see what he can do here with 53 minutes to go.
These are all things you learn with experience, so he's getting some valuable seat time there, and I guarantee you probably won't do that anytime soon. Tyler Justice is back at it with Samuel Yosef. Samuel Yosef, another drag race. Samuel Yosef's got the advantage on the inside. We'll see Tyler trying to hold him, and Tyler tucks in, maybe try the undercut as they come around to the front stretch here.
Yosef does
and right now, yeah, it looks like Samuel Yosef is going to maintain the lead, but Tyler might try to outbreak him going into 1 here.
There was contact going through turns 4 and 5 on the last lap. Let's see if Tyler Justice can repay the favor. And there's a little contact in 1, and Yosef's going to get through and maintain his lead.
Yeah, and then Tyler Justice is going to shoot it to the outside there. But it looks like Samuel cut him off just a little bit. No room for that McLaren to get through at the moment. That outside is typically not the fastest way around, but he's got to run. He's going to have a little bit of corner advantage here on this first corner. And he's going to back it off and let Samuel have it for now. But these 2 guys are going hard. Now Tyler's on the inside.
Right. He cuts right, and he's going to pass him. What a move on the inside. It's Seconda Variante. Yosef right there, right at the bumper. He's going to push him into turn 7. Doesn't upset the car too bad, and they are running down Curva de Saraglio.
Something tells me these guys are going to be battling like this all night long. What a great race they're having. And the only reason they haven't checked up from anybody behind them is probably because they are racing so hard. If you look back there, Zachary Minnis, just in that yellow Aston Martin, just like Samuel Yosef. Those 2 guys. Oh, and there we go again. So a little mistake from Tyler Justice allows both those guys, Zachary Minnis and Sammy Yosef, to get by. Now Jed Carter may be taking a peek there on the inside of Tyler Justice, sniffing some blood in the water there. Maybe seeing some weakness in that McLaren. So now you got a Mercedes up there challenging Tyler. So Tyler's got his hands full at the moment as the 2 teammates there of Zachary Minnis and Samuel Yosef start trying to stretch it out a little bit. Tyler Justice trying to defend from Jed Carterman back there, and now he's alongside Zachary Minnis.
All this battling has let Cotterman and Ham catch up, but it's still going to be Yosef that's out ahead of them. Or excuse me, Minnis is now ahead at the point. These 2 cars having the same schemes got me all messed up. So it's Minnis in 3rd. Yosef trying to get back around Justice, but now he's got a mirror full of Jed Cotterman. They're working their way down to Seconda Variante, and Yosef's going to look to the inside. He's right at the bumper, and he touch. Oh, what a move by Justice to maintain. He's had to do that a few times with Josef already.
I feel like we're watching the last lap of the race. These guys are racing hard. This is the best entertainment we've seen all season. This is really enjoyable. A really good car control from these guys. You know, they could have had a moment easily at any time, but very disciplined out there, not getting into each other as much as possible. But now you got that battle just behind them. Carterman now under pressure from Jake Ham.
Cotterman got a little bit of a tap from Jake Ham, but Ham backed off in order to not wreck them both. Great action here is third through seventh are less than a second and a half from each other.
This is what makes Monza great here. There you go. Jake Ham took it to the inside there in that McLaren. Gets a position so far. We'll see if he can power out of this corner. Carterman may be looking for the undercut here. Ham holds it down to the bottom. Going to force Carterman to the outside as they come down the front stretch.
Justice has caught up. He is trying to use the slipstream, but it's going to be Josef on the inside to break the slipstream. Can he get to the inside of Justice? Oh, and there's contact. Justice and Josef make contact. They're both in the gravel, and they're going to lose 4 spots. And Josef's going to finish the job and spin him the rest of the way out.
Insult to injury right there. We're going to go back and take a look at this. Headed down into the straight stretch here into the turn 1. This is the very dangerous turn 1. They get together. They're trying to get unhooked here. Tyler Justice trying to get that McLaren going again, and then Sammy Josef just gets in that quarter panel and finishes the job right there.
I think there was intent with that last tap. What do you think?
I don't know. There could have been, but you know, you get out in the sand and you kind of want to get back on the track. So could have been just a deal where Samuel's like, come on, get back on the track, get back on the track. And you just kind of, you rush yourself to try to get out of that sand.
Well, now Tyler Justice is sitting with heavy damage all the way back in 12th. He's going to have a hard time. He could probably pit now and be good on fuel, but we'll have to see what his strategy is as we're back with Derek Folk. Derek Folk stretched it out to 2.5 seconds on Jeremy Big Daddy Gardner. He is currently running. He's run the fastest lap of the race, and he's working his way onto the front straightaway to complete lap 7. And so far, he's been in command this entire race. We'll have to see how it goes for him.
Well, Gardner's done a great job keeping the gap that he has. He lost that 2 seconds early within the first couple of laps, but you can see he just gained a 10th there. So Jeremy Gardner is actually starting to run him back down. Very disciplined driver back there in that Mustang. It's good to see that the Mustang's not totally lame, but the BMWs, you know, that's a fascinating thing with Derek Folk just ahead of him there. The BMWs is a car we haven't seen up front in a couple of seasons, but now with the new build, BMW's up there running in the top spot.
Well, as our resident expert, is there any advantage for a BMW on a track like Monza?
Well, they're similar to the Mustang. Front engine, obviously rear-wheel drive, but a lot of horsepower, a lot of straightaway speed. They cut a big hole in the air, same like the Mustang. So, you know, if you're drafting, say, the BMW or the Mustang, you tend to get a little bit better slipstream when you're behind them. But those cars are just so powerful. The engines in those things are monsters. So it's just, you know, driver preference. And it just depends on how iRacing's got the BOP set up nowadays. But if you remember last week, it seemed like the Lamborghini was the car of choice, and Derek Folk has chosen the BMW for this week.
Well, Ken, don't look now. We talked about the intent of Samuel Josef there on that turn 1 incident, and it looks like Race Control has agreed. He's been given a drive-through penalty. So that's going to put Samuel Josef towards the back of the field. It's going to cost him a lot of time. And it's going to be an extra trip down pit road he didn't plan on making.
Yeah, hats off to our Race Control. It's something, these guys are unpaid. We got a couple of guys down there watching all this. Basically, our racing officials for the night. They're down there. They're giving up their Saturday night before Christmas out there, making sure that we have clean racing out there and make sure everybody has a fair opportunity out there. So hats off to those guys down there. Charles Abert made the call, and yeah, great job down there, guys.
Taking a look now at Jed Cotterman. Cotterman's got Jake Ham behind him. Jake Ham wants that last podium spot. They're working their way down towards turn 1, trying to break the slipstream. Ham's going to make a move from the outside, trying to get the inside move on 2. There's going to be a little bit of a tap. No worse for the wear is Jed Cotterman. He's going to get away and be ahead by 4 car lengths.
Yeah, I'm curious, too, while we're watching that, I went back and checked on Zachary Minnis, who's been falling back. So Zachary Minnis, if you remember, his teammate had to come in and serve a penalty, but those yellow Austin Martins were running back there, and Zachary has just been falling back, and right now he's got Corey Patton there in a BMW that he's trying to fend off. So not sure why all of a sudden that Austin of Zachary is so slow at the moment.
Well, the action has not relented yet. More on-track action. The battle for 6th. Excuse me. Yeah, excuse me. The battle for 6th. Oh, I can't keep it all straight right now. What a race it's been, and we're only 15 minutes in.
No. I'm enjoying this one, though. You can't beat Monza for straight-out action. There's action all over the track.
Josef has completed his penalty. He is now 12th on the track, so he's got a long way to go. But you never know what's going to happen here. A lot of room for mistakes here as the sun starts to go down here in Monza.
Currently looking at Chance Taylor. He's got Jacob Ellingson right behind him. Jacob Ellingson, like I said, first race of the season here in GT3. First race and last race of the season for him. So doing a great job. If you remember, he spun out early in this race. He's climbed his way back up to 15th. Currently trying to get that 14th spot or 13th spot away from Chance Taylor, and they're side by side, getting ready to go into the final corner there, Parabolica. And it looks like Jacob has got that pass made there on the outside, and Chance will let him go. I want to say that's Chance, but I think I made a mistake there. That wasn't. Yeah, that was Chance Taylor.
It was. Back up now with Patton. Going to be Patton and Minnis battling for 6th. Going to have Patton
curious.
looking to the inside, or excuse me, the outside, which will end up being the inside on the next turn. Going to have a little bit of a run, but not enough to do anything going down into turn 6 and 7.
Yeah, it was very strange that Minnis dropped back as far as he did. I almost feel like he must have got a slowdown penalty somewhere that we didn't see, and was trying to get that black flag cleared. And now that he's got it cleared, was able to make that pass and start marching his way back forward. But his teammate had to go in and serve that drive-through earlier, so he's sitting back a ways now. I believe he's going to be all the way back. I'm just seeing where he ended up.
Taking a look at Oz Exelu now, who's trying to get around Skylar Daly. This is the battle for 8th. They're working their way down through Variante Ascari, turns 8, 9, and 10. It's going to be Exelu about 5 car lengths back, going to try to catch him. Doesn't have the run here. Can he get in a good run off of turn 11 down the front straightaway?
Yeah, here is, we're in Italy, and we're looking at that Ferrari, one of the few Ferraris out there, maybe the only one. I'm just looking through the field here. And it is the only Ferrari out there. It's really solid. This is where the Ferrari should be the best. Through the last corner here and down the front stretch, that turbocharged engine, these Ferraris really like to stretch their legs. And then once we get into these smaller, into the chicane like turn 1, that McLaren is probably going to hunt this car back down. But I really like the Ferrari for this track.
Patton and Minnis are tangling right now. They were side by side going into 1 and 2, and Patton makes the pass. And he's going to keep it. Battle for 6. You're looking at out the windshield of Zachary Minnis. They're going through turn 5 right now. It looks like he's going to have a little bit of a run. They're going to be side by side down towards 6.
Yeah, a little bit of a mistake there. And that allows Minnis down now on his inside. They get together, shoves him out into the sand, able to save that car. But, man, what a close call there. And it could give that position to Minnis. So Corey Patton was the unlucky recipient of that door slam there. But he's going to run him back down. He's got a lot of speed in that BMW, and it looks like he just let him by. So I don't know if he got a slowdown penalty or just said, hey, I shouldn't have done that to you, and I'm going to let you back by.
Well, Patton ran 6 wide trying to get to the run on him, but it turns out it didn't matter. He let him by. Looking back up at Jeremy Gardner. Jeremy Gardner's closed it now to less than half a second. He's right on the heels of Derek Folk.
What Jeremy Gardner has wanted to see again this season, maybe going for a second win here, able to run a super fast guy down like Derek Folk in that BMW. That Mustang still got some legs. They go through turn 1 and 2 here. See a little bit of a wiggle out of that BMW of Derek Folk. It's going to allow Jeremy Gardner to close up even further. Get in that slipstream. Like I said, that BMW cuts a big old hole in the air there. And that Mustang can run him down here.
Well, Jeremy Gardner's just set the fastest lap of the race, a 147.271, and it shows because he is right there now on the back of Derek Folk.
And that is right up there with qualification time. So really showing that these guys are really pushing out here tonight, running qual times. Of course, the track, like I said, is pretty cold, but we're going to see fast times, but they are running these cars hard.
Folk and Gardner trade off tracks there, so right into the gravel followed Jeremy Gardner. So they're driving the heck out of these things right now, trying to get everything they can, and every 10th of a second matters here, even with 39 minutes to go.
Well, before we get to our set of pit stops here, do we have a Warrior Spotlight this week? I think we do.
I got one for you if you want me to.
Okay, yeah, let's hear it.
Well, we're going to talk about Devin Smith. Devin Smith served for 7 years in the U.S. Army, both on active and reserves. During his time at Fort Carson, he served with the 410 Cavalry as a scout platoon leader in XO. He also spent a year embedded with the British Army. Since receiving the second sim rig that GLR awarded, Devin has become an integral part of the GLR family. And we're proud to have him as a member and thank him for his service.
Yeah, last season I was able to race with him. Most of the season, Devin's a good race driver. Haven't seen him out here this season. I imagine he's a busy guy, but we'll see him again. We got another sim rig recipient. The previous winner is out there tonight, Mike Swartzen, currently running in the 19th position. We've seen him spin out earlier in that Porsche, but there he is, exiting pit lane, making his pit stop of the night. So he's back there in 19th, but most of the cars in front of him haven't made their pit stop, so he's still got a chance to make up quite a few positions.
Well, good for Mike Swartzen. He was able to, we had that incident earlier. He was able to kind of hold it together and not have to go in for his fast repair. He's used his fast repair now, and he should be good for the rest of the race.
Yeah, should be. So we're watching Samuel Egge here. Samuel Egge was super fast in practice there. Running that Mercedes, you can see it there, that black TWR machine.
He's got contact from Jake Ham. Ham is bump drafting him down towards 6.
Yeah, and Ham is pretty good for that. He lets you know that he's there. So Ham has been strong when he's been here. He's been strong in that McLaren. So one of the top McLaren drivers out here all season long. And Jake Ham would certainly like to get on the podium tonight, but he's going to need to get around that car ahead of him.
Heading down to Variante Ascari. I don't know if he's going to set something up for turn 11. Egge has... Oh, and there's trouble right in front of him. Oh, it almost collects Jake Ham. Who was it?
I think that was Brock Price.
It was Jed
Cotterman. Yeah.
My goodness. Looks like some front-end damage on there. He'll have to pit for sure. Take another look.
Too much sausage curb there. Yeah, that's just that's what happens here at Monza. If you don't get that car all the way up in the air and clear that curb, it just sends you around.
Well, that's was enough for Samuel Egge. He's on pit road. Gardner, Egge, Minnis, Patton, and Daly all on pit road. That's going to shuffle Jake Ham into second.
Yeah, Derek Folks stayed out on the track. I imagine we'll see Derek next time by. Perhaps these cars are getting low on fuel. We'll see who wins these races off pit road here. Jeremy Gardner currently leaving pit lane.
If you're Derek Folk, you've won a bunch of races this year. You kind of just run your own race, but do you respond to when somebody like Jeremy Gardner, who was right on your heels the first half of the race, or are you just going to keep going out there doing your own thing?
Yeah, I think he's doing the right thing. As long as he doesn't have anything in front of him that's going to impede his progress, just continue out there and run the fastest laps you can. I mean, the more fuel you've got out of that car, you tend to run faster, obviously, because the car is lighter. So stay out there as long as possible. If you're running, of course, you're coming up on some lap traffic, that might be the time to hit pit lane. But so far, all I see is a clean track in front of him.
Well, most of the field has pitted now. Only 5 cars have yet to pit. Most of the field is currently on pit road in their box. You're looking at Derek Folk still, one of the few cars still on, and it looks like he's coming this lap. No, he's going to stay out.
Well, that BMW is getting some awesome fuel mileage, or those guys just pitted really early. You know, the thing about Gardner, you know, speaking of pit stops, Gardner might have wanted to come in because, you know, he's probably pretty competitive with Derek Folk, but couldn't get around him. So let's go into pit lane. Hopefully you come out and clean track, and then maybe you can make some time up on Derek Folk. And so that might be what Jeremy Gardner was thinking. He probably could have stayed out there a couple laps just like him, but decided to play out that strategy and get the undercut here.
Well, Jeremy Gardner had a 51.3 pit lane time, and that is slightly above average. A couple people, a few clicks faster than him, but not a bad time. We'll have to see how Derek Folk answers and where they all shuffle out.
Yeah, really, and that box time of 30 seconds too. So I see some box times of like 26 seconds. So some guys are really fast on pit lane, but we'll see how this all shakes out. See when Derek Folk heads to pit lane. But Derek Folk now, just as I'd mentioned, finds himself in traffic. So he had to get around Skylar Daly, and that probably slowed him down. Didn't really have a way to get by through that corner, and that's exactly what you don't want to see. You stay out as the leader. You need to run quick lap times, and then you end up running behind a slow car, and that might be enough to allow Jeremy Gardner by. We'll have to wait and see what happens when he heads to pit lane.
Well, Jeremy Gardner had a spun out Alexander Sexauer in front of him at turns 1 and 2. I don't know if that's going to affect where Folk comes out once he exits pit lane. We'll have to see.
Well, we're going through the final quarter. We'll see if he passes pit lane now. It looks like he's clearly going to head to pit lane. Very interesting entry there. And there he's getting that BMW slowed up as we ride on board with him as he's looking for his pit box, which is going to be the very last one up there.
Now we got to find Jeremy Gardner on track. Gardner is working his way down Curva de Seraglio towards turns 8, 9, and 10. He's past Alexander Sexauer, but has him in the rearview mirror. I don't know how much of a distraction that's going to be. As now Folks made it into his box for his service. We'll have to watch the time and see where they shake out. Gardner working his way down towards turn 11.
Yeah, and that BMW still on pit lane getting the service done. Currently got a box time. I'm waiting for it to tick off, see if he can beat Jeremy Gardner. So he's out of his box in 28 seconds, so 2 seconds faster in the box. And overall, he's about 8 seconds faster than Jeremy Gardner.
Well, I think that the Alexander Sexauer incident earlier in the lap is probably what did it. I think he had to slow down for Gardner, but we'll have to come back and see. Gardner did take a off track on this last lap, so we'll have to see how that affects him now and how it affected him last lap.
Well, Gardner's got 8 seconds to make up. He's seen he was really fast there. He's got a little over 30 minutes to get it done. It's a lot of time, but he was showing some clear speed there.
Now the distance is going to be 8 seconds. Looking back at the last lap, it doesn't look like Sexauer held Gardner up too bad. I'm curious if we get to talk to Gardner tonight, what happened there, because obviously he pitted a half second behind, and now he's 8.
Yeah, no, I'll be interested to talk to him after the race, but he's already up nearly a half second since he came out of the pit, so he is making some progress there. As we're watching another battle here, it's back to Jake Ham and Samuel Agee up there in the Mercedes, in that black Mercedes. These two guys back to hammering it out once again after pit stop, so these guys couldn't escape each other.
Well, Agee was 4 seconds better on pit road, and that's obviously the difference here for position as they're fighting for the last podium spot. It was decided on pit road. We'll have to see if that lasts the rest of the race, or if Jake Ham can make a move to get by him. We know that Jake Ham's ready to use the bumper at any given point and make a move, but we'll see here in the final half hour.
Well, he's going to have the slipstream here for the next couple of corners. He's closing right up on the back of that Mercedes. Mercedes is another one of those front-engine cars. It seems with the front-engine cars, they've got a lot of straight-line speed. Mercedes was a popular car some years ago. Kind of fell out of favor, but a lot of drivers are starting to race it again. That McLaren couldn't make it through Parabolica quite as good as Samuel Agee could. So we'll see what happens down into turn 1. I don't think Ham is going to have enough there. He's not going to be able to get on the brakes hard enough to make a pass here. And since we have a second here, and as I say that, a little bit of commentator's curse there that allows Jake Ham on the outside there, bump it a little bit, trying to get this position made. Jake Ham does have the advantage here on the inside lane. We'll see if he can carry it through. Got Samuel Agee fighting hard on the outside. That is the place you want to be for this next turn. Oh,
lots
bump
of contact.
again.
He bumps him to the edge of the road. Oh, Agee's going to have a great run coming off of 5.
Well, these guys are starting to battle hard like we seen early in the race. Kind of caused some of our other top drivers. But this is the battle for the podium position. But if you race hard, neither one of these guys, if you race too hard, neither one of these guys are going to be on the podium.
I don't know if we have 29 minutes of this left. I don't know how much the body of Jake Ham's car can beat and bang like this, because he has been making moves all over the racetrack against anybody that's in front of him. And I just don't know how long that McLaren can hold up.
Well, you know what he's going to need after this race? He's going to need a good pair of gloves to put that hammer in to beat all the sheet metal out of that car. And so why I mentioned gloves, let's talk about Glove Station. At Glove Station, they are committed to providing quality gloves and protective gear for a wide range of your daily activities and jobs. From tinkering on do-it-yourself projects to working on industrial environments and everything in between, they've got you covered. With endless amounts of safety products on the market, they want to make it effortless for you to find the right protection for your needs. Glove Station. And that's what Jake Ham and Samuel Agee are going to need tonight to work on those cars to bring them back for next season.
Well, as we continue to watch the battle for the final podium spot, I want to take a moment to just thank all of the people that make all this racing here possible. I know we've gotten a lot of new people here in the last couple of months, and it's because the volunteers here do such a great job at putting this whole spectacle on. 7 nights of racing, a couple of Premier Series, and 6 nights a week of broadcasting. And it wouldn't be possible without the people here who do it all. So I just wanted to say thank you for making 2025 quite the year, and that just is really going to set up 2026 to be the best one ever.
Absolutely. Well, we're back with Tyler Justice. If you remember, he had that incident early on in this race, racing hard, got that McLaren fixed, got that front bumper repaired, currently running in the 8th spot, trying to track down Jed Carterman, who was also involved in an incident up there, running in the 7th position. So Tyler Justice sitting second in points. I believe he's pretty much got that locked up. Very strong season for Tyler, but he would like to put a cap on it just like Jeremy Gardner and try to make up some more positions there. Maybe try to get up here and talk to us tonight.
Justice is the highest running of the 5 drivers who have used their fast repairs so far. Only 5 have used it, which is actually pretty impressive for how many people have used them in previous races and for all the beating and banging that we've seen tonight.
Hey, a shout out to Jake Ellingson right now. You're looking at him currently running in the 13th position. He's up almost to where he started. He was the first driver to have a spin tonight. Pretty much dead last on the field to start this race. Currently running 13th, and he was just getting his practice laps in when we were getting the broadcast ready. And we remember talking to him and getting him all set up, trying to get him up to speed. But starting to show some speed, putting some heat on Skylar Daly up there in that Ferrari.
Well, that's your prodigy, and he's doing a pretty good job tonight. He's down 1 spot from where he started, but I think he's climbing the ladder right now as he's trying to put some moves on Skylar.
Oh, almost gets into the back of Skylar there. Yeah.
Don't know if that was intentional or not, though.
No, I think it's just 2 different braking zones. And the thing about the Ferrari, it's really different compared to a lot of the other cars. The fact that it's turbocharged and the gearing is just so much different. You're using a kind of it's totally a different gearbox, obviously, but the gear ratios are so much different than the other cars. The Ferrari, you're mostly using the brake pedal to get it slowed down because the gears are so stacked far apart. But that's what helps the Ferrari with that turbocharger, is having the gears like that. But it does require a different technique to drive that thing. So Ellingson will back off just a little. We'll see him run it down here into the chicane. And this is where the Ferrari has always struggled. Oh, he's going to, almost loses the rear end there. So this is where he lost it before. And this, this is, you get behind these cars, you got that big wing in front of you, and it's hard to see. And he probably just missed his brake marker there and got that Aston Martin loose and upset. Now he's going to have to chase him back down.
Well, he braked early to try to get the run off the corner to try to catch the car in front of him, but unfortunately, he just could not make it stick with laying the power down. Back up to Derek Folk here, working lap 20 with 24 minutes to go as the sun is setting both on Monza and on the GLR MK Fire Designs Sports Car Series. Derek Folk trying to get to his 5th win of the season. He's currently up 7.5 seconds on future series champion Jeremy Gardner. He's worked through some lap traffic and he's having a nice night. And right now, I think he's just got to keep all 4 tires on the road.
Yeah, that pit stop really hurt Jeremy Gardner. I know Jeremy Gardner would need his 2nd win, but he's running out of time. So unless Derek Folk makes a mistake or Jeremy Gardner manages to turn into Superman all of a sudden, Jeremy Gardner might have to settle with the 2nd place here and try to hold on to that Mustang. But you never know what can happen here at Monza. Derek Folk's going to be coming up on a lot of lap traffic right now. He's got Chris Mann just ahead of him. Starting to run into a lot more lap traffic than we've had all night long.
As we're looking at Jeremy Gardner going through turn 11. Got a clear road in front of him for about 6 seconds or so. Got Mike Swartzen a couple laps down in front of him. As he's the leader's already down into 1. He's just hitting the start-finish line. Like you said, long way to go. Lead outside of 8 seconds now.
So I want to give another one of our drivers a shout out though, and that's Jamie Lipke, currently running in the 11th position, up 2 spots on the night, but she's sitting 3rd in points. Had a pretty solid season so far. You see that Porsche getting through the curbs there, but all things considered, it looks like she can hang on to 4th here. Eddie Smith is not. Well, she looks. No, I'm just looking at here. Eddie Smith is not here tonight. He's currently running in 3rd. So she might need a few more points. I'm just trying to do the math in my head. 350. She might need to get up there a couple more positions to beat Eddie Smith.
Well, we've talked about it for the last couple of races, but in the last month or so, she has stormed all the way from the high teens in points all the way up to the top few. So she's obviously figured something out here in the last month of the season, and that's going to be a big building block for 2026. Taking a look at Alexander Sexauer now, currently in the 20th position. Got Jake Ham and Corey Patton behind, and they're going to want by. He's going to give up that spot and not fight it. Excuse me, Eggy and Ham.
That was a close call there. Sexauer didn't really get out of the way that easily, and I thought got a little bit of a door hit there from Samuel Eggy, and now, So as I was speaking there, Samuel Eggy gets on those sausage curbs, upsets that car, sends him straight into the wall. That Mercedes is tore up. Question is, Jake Ham, how much damage does he have?
Take a look here. Oh. Messed up one turn, which led to messing up the other, and that car is absolutely destroyed. That'll be a fast repair for sure. Luckily, a little bit of a lead on a lot of other cars, so he's not going to fall back, but I think his chances of a podium are pretty much toast.
Yeah, it's definitely done. That Mercedes crab walking back to pit lane definitely needs to get that car fixed and try to get that thing back out there. Meanwhile, Jake Ham missing the rear bumper on that thing in iRacing fashion. He was missing the front end as well, but that came back on magically somehow. But now he's under threat. He's got Corey Patton back there, who we haven't talked about much tonight. But Corey Patton there currently running in the 4th position, and BMW behind him. With that aero damage on that McLaren, that's definitely going to be slowing him down.
We'll have to see what the time penalty is for all that missing plastic as they work their way down into turns 4 and 5. I just don't think he's going to have the downforce. It's going to be a sitting duck for Corey Patton. If Corey Patton can catch up, Zach Minnis only a few seconds behind them. I imagine that Jake Ham, probably thinking he wants to try to hold on for the next 20 minutes, but I think he might just be bleeding spots and bleeding time the longer he stays out.
I think that's what you got to do. Pit lane is definitely not going to be a good choice if you're trying to hang on to that podium. You got to hope that, basically he's missing the rear diffuser on that car. So that's going to cut him. It's going to cut some speed off on the high-speed corners. However, the rest of the time he should be okay. Maybe a little bit of slowness in the high-speed straights. But on the rest of the track, he should still be pretty solid. So, and it does look like he's opened up maybe 0.2 of a second over Corey Patton. And he's right now trying to shake his own draft away from Corey Patton as they go into the final turn 11 here, headed down into the front stretch.
19 minutes to go. Still lots of action on track. Hard to believe with such a spread and skill level here that we have this much racing, but we do week in, week out, and Monza has not disappointed this season.
Kind of expected that. Jake Ham still trying to shake that draft. Flashing the lights, got a lap car just ahead of him, that 6 hour. If you remember, they had that incident with 6 hour earlier, and then they had the accident. And so Jake Ham's now got to pass him again. 6 hour pretty good at getting out of the way, but that was a close call last time, and going to be very similar. So Jake Ham's letting him know that, hey, I'm coming, and I don't want to be held up because I got a guy coming behind me, and I've got damage as well.
Now, Jake Ham has not given a lot of people a break tonight, so I don't know how much. He spins out. The loss of downforce has cost him. Couldn't hold the power down, and that's going to put him in the gravel in turn 5 once again.
Yeah, well, now we're back up to third position there. Third position, Zachary Minnis. So what a move that Zachary Minnis was able to get through the carnage there and move himself up to the third spot. And so back up to having that solid night. Remember, he drifted back after his teammate got black flagged earlier. He drifted back, was kind of struggling with the car, it looks like, but got himself ahead of Carterman and Tyler Justice, and currently setting his sights on Corey Patton.
Well, Corey Patton hasn't run the fastest laps, but he's definitely kind of just kept it on the ground and been consistent. So we'll have to see if he can force a mistake out of Zachary Minnis to get that last podium spot.
They go through the parabolic here. The last turn 11. We're watching another battle here on the track. Oh, we got a, that was a close call. I'm trying to see who that was exactly.
I think that was Taylor. Was it not?
Jacob Ellingson.
As the sun sets, it gets difficult to see which hue of blue all these cars are.
Jacob Ellingson. Sorry about that there, Corey. Go ahead.
Nope, please.
Well, I was going to say Jacob Ellingson is now up one position over his qualifying spot, so now up to 11th. We seen him earlier. Currently got Jason Kristen just ahead of him there in that Ferrari. We talked about that earlier. The Ferrari is probably strong in this corner. But he's got a lap car. It looks like he's got, what is that, Noah Hogard? I'm having a hard time seeing what's going on
Jake
right
Ellingson,
now. Is it Jason?
He's got Kristen. Kristen looked like he kind of just got out of the way. And now Kristen's got Skylar Daly as he's trying to make his way up to 11th, but he's going to be side by side for 12th alongside Jason Kristen as they go down towards turn 1.
Yeah, my timing and scoring went all crazy there for a minute trying to figure it out. They're going to go down into turn 1. And it looks like Jason is going to take it easy and not try to outbreak him. But now Jacob Ellingson, we'll see if he can run up here to Skylar Daly, who I misidentified earlier in that Ferrari. So Skylar Daly in the Ferrari. So the only Ferrari out there tonight, in fact.
Yeah, the complexion of the field changed over the course of the season. Only one Ferrari now, only one Mustang right now. And fortunately, our series director is going to put a stop to that next year. You'll have to commit to one car as we go. So taking a look at Tyler Justice in 7th. He's trying to catch Jake Ham a couple of tenths in front of him. He's going to have a little bit of a run and close it as they come around 11. See if he can catch the draft and head down towards turn 1 with a shot at taking the position.
Tyler Justice has been so solid all season. If not for that incident he had early in the race in turn 1 there, he'd definitely probably be up there in the top 3 maybe. Now he's going to have to fight Jake Ham, but I don't think Jake Ham's going to have anything for Tyler. Tyler's pretty fast right now, and Tyler's got a nice McLean, or nice McLean. When I was trying to say McLaren, that's you get 2 things in your mind at the same time. But got that nice clean McLaren out there after he got it fixed. He's probably going to be able to get by Jake Ham, I would assume.
Yeah, Jake Ham still hasn't come in to fix that damage. You can see through the window here that there's just no rear end on this car as they're braking down towards turn 5.
Yeah, that last time he spun out, that was more of a curb issue, I think. I think the car feels probably okay. It's just going to be a little slow, and especially when they get to these straights here and having a nice clean car behind him. I think, like I said, I think Tyler Justice will eventually make this pass. But, Jake Ham's a good race car driver, and he'll probably do his best to defend that position.
Ham takes an off track right there. I think his points are starting to add up as Chris Mann and Jake Ellingson have both themselves received black flags, so they're going to have to make their way down pit road for a pass-through penalty.
Well, my boy Jake Ellingson is on pit lane, so I don't know what happened there to Jake, but whether he didn't put enough fuel in that car or getting some damage repaired on it, but
black flag.
Oh, there you go. Maybe it's an incident limit situation for Jacob Ellingson.
Taking a look at some of these wonderful cameras brought to us by Dougie Beard. Big shout out to Dougie for all the cameras we've gotten all season. Thank you. Making a wonderful broadcast on V-Speed even better. We're taking a look now down at the front stretch. Got the Mercedes, and now you're looking at Tyler Justice again as he's still trying to catch Jake Ham, who's managed to hold off, but there's a traffic jam down in turns 1 and 2. See if Justice can use that to his advantage.
Sexauer, that lap car, not quite getting out of the way, so Sexauer's a lap down. That slowed down Jed Carterman, and so that allowed Jake Ham and Tyler Justice to get right up on his back door. So it wasn't what Jed Carterman needed at that moment. So I was going to say, I almost felt like Jake should let Tyler Justice by and maybe draft, and maybe they can catch Carterman. But now Carterman goes all the way over the curb. I believe that's going to be a slowdown for Carterman.
Well, Carterman's checked out after getting around Sexauer, but Jake Ham is getting impatient. He's going to put a bumper to him and put him in. It's going to cost him both. Oh, he shook Sexauer loose. Sexauer wiggled back, hit Ham, and put him into the grass.
You've seen it right here on V-Speed. Another one of those hard-fought battles. We're going to go back and take a look and see exactly what happened.
You can see he got impatient, wiggled him a little bit. That put him in the grass, and he came back right and just took him out.
Yeah, that's a tough break. When you go around these lap cars, you got to be very careful. And I know that that lap driver, a Sexauer, didn't mean to do that, but it's one of those things where you're trying to run your line and you got 3 cars all battling. When you're a lap car and you see like 3 guys coming up on you and they're running hard, you know that you better get out of the way really quick. So as soon as you get a straightaway or something, because you don't want to be involved, and that's probably what just happened. Some more damage on that McLaren. He's going to need those glove station gloves that I mentioned earlier to get that McLaren fixed.
Back up front with Derek Folk. Derek Folk currently 1.5 seconds behind Brock Price, who's in 13th place, the last car on the lead lap. He's got a little bit of lap traffic ahead of him, but he's still got a 9-second advantage over Jeremy Big Daddy Gardner. We're back now with Brock Price, who's got the leader right behind him. Brock is trying to work on Noah Hogard, about 1.2 seconds behind him. So seeing if he can get Hogard to make a mistake. Hogard having a pretty good night. Started back there in 20th, the last car to take the field here, up 8 spots. So shout out to Hogard and Price, who both have moved up 8 spots from where they started tonight.
You're doing a great job. And that's, it was really impressive that Brock let the leader go by like that, because he was racing that other car, even though they were both getting ready to go a lap down. But did a gentlemanly thing there and let the leader by and try to go there and run down that car in front of him, of Noah Hogard.
Jake Ham is taking a black flag. I don't know if that was race control initiated or if that was just points, but must have been points. I haven't seen anything on the radio from race control, so tough break for Ham. He's going to have to come serve it, and if he's smart, he'll probably come in and repair again for damage and then head back out.
Well, that's going to leave Derek Folk. Well, of course, it's going to leave Derek Folk, our leader. Jeremy Gardner running in second. Zachary Minnis third. Corey Patton fourth. Jed Carterman fifth. There you're looking at Jeremy Gardner in that Mustang. He has given up some time. I almost feel like after that pit stop now, Jeremy said, you know what? I just need to keep this thing clean, get on the podium. I've had a good season. Let's not wad this thing up tonight.
Well, he's going to have a nice trophy in the mail here in a couple weeks. So we'll make sure that when we interview him that we talk about his season, because it was definitely domination and key word consistency. He defined it, and he's very deserving as a champion here in the MK Fire Design Sports Car Series. Taking a look at Zach Mendes on the bottom step of the podium. He's about 3 seconds clear of Corey Patton and pulling away. Behind Corey Patton, you got Jed Cotterman and Tyler Justice, probably the only people that are within striking distance. Take a look back now at Justice, currently in sixth. He's only 8/10 behind Cotterman, so a battle shaping appears. They've still got some lap traffic to deal with the 3:33 of Sex Hour. And Sex Hour, he gets slowed down, and that's going to cost Justice a couple of seconds at least.
Yeah, that was actually Chris Mann. So Chris Mann back there just going a lap down or losing more time to these top runners here. So Chris Mann, we haven't talked about him tonight, but started up there. Where did Chris Mann start? I just want to take a look since we haven't talked about him tonight. So he started in 17th, currently running in the 16th position. Probably was hoping for a little bit better tonight, but this is Monza, you know, so this is a perfect example. So the reason you thought it was Sex Hour is because they ended up in the same place where Sex Hour had these incidents. So it's just a very difficult place to pass and to get your timing right on these lap cars. And that's why it seems so close there with Mann. So, and that's probably why you thought it was Sex Hour.
Well, as night falls here in Monza, you know, the rear-engine cars that are green all look the same to me. So we're doing our best here, aren't we?
Oh, we always try. It's the last race of the season, you know. We're just out here having fun and watching these guys compete, and they're doing a great job of it here tonight. Looking at Zachary Minnis right now in that yellow Aston Martin. Samuel Yosef, actually, I should say, a teammate of Zachary Minnis. Samuel Yosef got that black flag earlier for running into Tyler Justice. So started in the 5th position, currently in 9th. So that's about as far as he's been able to climb. He's got Jake Ham about 3.5 seconds ahead of him. Jake Ham's got all that damage, so it is possible that he might be able to run Jake down, but Jake's still pretty fast.
Well, Jake hasn't served his black flag yet, so he's definitely going to pass Jake here at some point. Whether Jake Ham serves his black flag this lap or next, Yosef's eventually going to get that position.
I didn't even realize that Jake has not served that black flag. So interesting there. I imagine he's been out for 2 laps. He's going to have to pit sooner. He's going to get DQ'd. Now, Jake is obviously not running for the championship. He's out here basically to try to get a win here tonight, which obviously isn't going to happen. Had a decent season. He started off the season really strong, and then he missed a bunch of races about mid-season, and now we see him here towards the end of the season. We'll see if he stays out another lap and crosses the start-finish line. If that car disappears, you know that he just got DQ'd.
Everybody's kind of spread back out. Best battle on track right now is the battle for 12th. It's Noah Hogard with Brock Price only a couple seconds behind. As you're looking at Jake Ham finally slow back down.
Well, yeah, because he decided to play tag with the wall. So he got the rear end of that McLaren loose and hit the wall. So he's going to probably have to get that thing in no matter what to serve the black flag and get it repaired. So that's just going from bad to worse for Jake Ham.
Looking at the 131 car of Corey Patton. Corey's about 3 seconds behind Zach Mendes right off the podium right here. Having a nice run, though, up 5 spots. He's had a nice drive today.
Absolutely. It's another one of those BMWs. We see him out here tonight. There's a couple of them. Our leader's in a BMW. And then, of course, Corey Patton currently running in 4th in a BMW. So Looks like the BOP is switched a little bit, favoring maybe the good old Bavarian Motorworks company, and made those cars a lot stronger. So we might see a lot more of those BMWs next season.
As Jake Ham's on pit road, finally serving his drive-through. That's going to cost him a couple spots. He's going to fall down to at least 12th, maybe 13th, and he's going to fall maybe off the lead lap. So now, still riding on board with Corey Patton. Oh, excuse me. Jake Ham is still not served his... Yes, he has, finally. Excuse me. He's finally cleared. And he's back out on the racetrack.
We're back up to our leader here, watching Derek Folk. He's got another lap car in front of him. Jason Kristen is about to go a lap down, just a second ahead of him there. Jason Kristen having a solid night so far. Even though he's about to go a lap down, last car on the lead lap. Trying to hold on. Started in 15th, up 5 spots on the night, so not a bad night for Jason.
Yeah, a couple of big winners, couple of big losers here. Samuel Eggy, the biggest loser. He's going to finish last here, but he started 4th, so... Yeah, Ellingson and Eggy and Daly, your biggest losers. But a couple big winners out of that, though. People that have made us moves here in the last 4 minutes.
Looks like we are looking at Skylar Daly, perhaps. It looks like a Ferrari out there. I don't know. It's so far away and it's so dark. I got it right. Hey, it's like a broken clock. I'm right twice a day. So looking at Skylar Daly out there currently running in the 18th spot. So something has happened to him. Started in the 11th. So not probably the night he wanted to have. The only Ferrari out there. And like I said, this Ferrari's good on the high-speed corners, but you get it into the chicanes, it's a bit of a handful.
Well, it's getting dark. That's, yep. Still looking at Skylar. I thought we moved to somebody else. Oh. I think we need to talk to supply and get the NVGs checked out here next time we have a night race.
See, here's the thing, Corey. Everybody needs a vacation, and guess what? We're getting here in another 2 days.
I tell you what, I'm worn out after this race. This race has kind of been an all-timer, right? Like, this is going to be the one we use for highlight reels and intros. I've been very impressed with this race. Action all over the track and some tempers overflowing. But we still got 3 minutes to decide what's going to happen on track. We already have look like we're about to have a winner. We already know the champion. So what else is left to decide here in the closing 2.5 minutes?
It's all about bragging rights here. We're watching Zachary Minnis go by the lap car of, I'm going to say that's Chance Taylor there. So gets by Chance Taylor and going to set his sights on Mike Swartzen. Swartzen up to 13th. Look at that. Swartzen just having a solid night out there. One of our Sim Rig recipients currently running in the 13th position. So great job for him. Started 16th, and he's new to everything when it comes to racing. So he's got some experience in real life being out at the track and whatnot, but he got that Sim Rig, and I think he's just getting a few weeks here into iRacing, and it takes a while to really learn how to drive these cars.
Ken? Jake Ham is off pit road with a brand new car, and I think he is swimming circles around Alexander Sexauer for 16th. I think he's out for cold blood. Last race of the season. He obviously has some blame to shoulder onto Alexander Sexauer. Let's see what's going to happen here. You can see he's closing it to just a couple car lengths. They're working their way down towards turn 6. Let's see what he's got in store for him. Going to hold the line and come up into his inside. Going to give him a love tap to the rear bumper as they go down into 6. Oh, he's going to tap him and send him a little bit wide, but he holds the position. This is the battle for 16th, folks. In the closing seconds of this race, less than a minute to go. White flag coming out any time now. Working their way down towards Varianti Ascari. It's just going to be a matter of time.
Yeah, it's funny for position. Jake Ham coming right behind, out at the guy that he had the incident with there. So there's a little bit of maybe bad blood there.
He's hooked onto the rear bumper as they go down towards 11. Oh, and he's going to push him and run himself a little bit wide. sends Sexauer down. He's going to hold the position for now as they're coming around to the front straightaway. They're going to have a lap two, excuse me, 2 laps to figure this out as the leader is just approaching turn 11 now. Ham looks to the inside and going in down into turn 1, side by side in the braking zone. There's going to be lap traffic in there. It's Samuel Joseph. He's going to make the pass as Joseph's in the gravel, and Sexauer is going to slip himself.
Well, Joseph is not the lap traffic. He's on the lead lap, and so you got guys that are a lap down going by Samuel Joseph. We're looking at the winner, it looks like. I guess a white flag came out while we weren't paying attention, and Derek Folk is going to cross the line as tonight's winner for the final race of the season. And sorry for messing up that white flag lap, folks, but I thought we had one more lap in the books here, but we don't. So looking back to Jeremy Gardner here, Jeremy Gardner just getting ready to cross the line. He is going to finish in second place. There you
Ham
go.
and Sexauer are battling still in turn 7. Sexauer 2 car lengths back, trying to run down Jay Cam. Will he have enough time? Again, a lot of excitement around the battle of 16th. I think he stretched it out to about a second now, so I don't think he's going to have anything for him. The top 2 have finished. Derek Folk, Jeremy Gardner. It's going to be Zachary Minnis coming to grab the last podium spot. Congratulations to Zach. Started 8th. Great run for him.
Corey Patton will bring it home in 4th. And it looks like Jed Carterman just crossed the line in 5th. Tyler Justice back there just crossed the line. So, and then looks like we got Sammy Joseph and I want to say Jamie Lipke is going to finish in 9th. And Jason Kristen will be the first car lap down.
Lipke passes Joseph on the last lap for 8th.
Yeah. So, well, folks, we're going to come back. What an exciting race. We're going to come back with our unofficial results, and we're going to talk to our podium finishers and our champion here tonight when we return.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.
Superior quality, ultimate protection, and the highest level of craftsmanship. We make our gloves for the hard worker that wakes up every morning and gives 110%. You deserve the highest quality protective gear that's going to work for you, day in, day out. We know it can be tough deciding what companies to trust for your hard-earned money. It's all in our name. We've mastered our craft to help you master yours. We make our gloves rugged, durable, and designed for you. Whatever the job is, we have you covered. We are your glove station.
We are back live. What an exciting race here at Monza for a season finale. You guys all seen it right here on V-Speed. But nobody had anything for Derek Folk, at least for the second half of the race. Derek Folk captures that victory up on top there. Jeremy Gardner wins second place and the championship here tonight. Strong finish for him. Zachary Minnis rounds out your podium finishers. We'll have them on deck momentarily. Corey Patton will finish P4. Jed Carterman with the strong finish out here in 5th. Tyler Justice finishes in 6th. Strong season, 2nd place in points. Tyler Justice does a fantastic job here tonight. Oz Exelu will finish P7. Jamie Lipke sitting 4th in points, maybe 3rd, but I think she's going to hang on to 4th. And that's where she'll finish here tonight, and then 8th place for tonight's race. Samuel Yosef, 9th, and Jason Kristen wraps out your top 10.
Noah Hogarth's Acura comes home in 11th, the 43 of Brock Price. 12th place, Chance Taylor, Mike Swartzen. A pair of Porsches go 13th and 14th. Chris Mann and Jake Ham in their McLarens finish 15th and 16th. Alexander Sexauer's Corvette finishes 17th. And then Skylar Daly in 18th. Jake Ellingson and Samuel Eggy finish 19th and 20th.
Well, I suppose there's nothing like talking to our race winner for the last race of the season. And I do believe we have, let's see, Derek Folke. This is Ken Huber. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Hey, so you got a few wins on the season here. You brought out the BMW tonight. So I got to ask you about that car, and I also got to talk to you about your approach coming into Monza tonight.
Yeah, it was a fun car. Was just doing some testing at Daytona earlier this week, and really got comfy with it, and was kind of expecting the same kind of drive around here, just focusing on the exits and the stability and tire management. Ended up being pretty quick. Pace was good. Jeremy was certainly pushing me for a while there, and that Mustang was certainly giving me a run for my money. But ended up coming in well tonight. Tires felt good, fuel was good. I didn't have to over push the car, so I didn't really put myself in any sketchy situations to end up in the wall or in any incidents.
Well, you weren't out there going for the championship, but you definitely had some race wins and some solid pace out there this season. Now, you picked the BMW tonight. Now, of course, next season we are going to stick with the same car. So you pick a car and you're going to have to stick with it all season. What do you think you might choose?
Yeah, that's a great question. I've been really enjoying driving the front engine. So I would say the Mustang, the BMW, the Aston is still really fast as well. A lot of great cars, a lot of fun to drive. But yeah, certainly like something that's big, beefy, and strong, and built for battles.
Well, you showed it tonight in that BMW. It was a lot of fun watching you get around this track. It's true a class act around here in that BMW. Who do you have to thank to get you this this top spot tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Lincoln Tech, Save 22, MK Fire Design, Zach Graphics, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, and everyone back at the Zoot Lord Racing Factory.
Boy, almost like you knew what you were going to say. Great job there, Derek. Look forward to seeing you next season. Have a wonderful Christmas break, and maybe we'll talk to you again in the near future.
Sounds great. Cheers.
That was Derek Folk, everybody, our tonight's race winner.
I'm here with Zachary Minnis, the bottom step of the podium. 3rd place tonight, Zach. How'd you get it done?
Oh, I think all my bad luck from the season finally turned into good luck tonight. That's what I'm going with.
Well, for a lot of bad luck, you finished 6th on the season in points. Very respectable behind a lot of good names. Was there any strategy tonight, or was it just dodging all the bullets around you?
It was mainly dodging the bullets. I mean, I think early in the race, like lap 3, 4, or 5, I think there was 3rd through 10th was all within 3 seconds, and then I bottled it going through the second set of chicanes, and I was just kind of biding my time, hoping the race would come to me, and luckily it did.
Well, is there any any takeaways you're going to take into the spring of 2026 season?
Now that we're on camera every race, I seem to forget how to race, so I'm gonna figure out how to race again, and we got a lot of good competition in the series now, which is great to see. And looking forward to having multi-class as well.
Well, who do you have to thank for getting you to the podium tonight?
Yep, thank you.
Do you have anybody you want to thank? Guess.
Oh, sorry, you kind of cut out there. First of all, the title sponsor, M&K Fire Design. This is awesome that we can get together on Saturdays and race for an hour. Also want to thank Sim Motion. You know, they're a big help to us, and iRacing as well, because here we all are racing on iRacing. So got to thank them, of course.
All right. That's Zachary Minnis, your third place finisher. All right, Ken.
Well-
we're here with Jeremy Gardner, the second place finisher and our points champion for the season. You want to get us started, Ken?
Well, I was going to say, Jeremy Gardner, I'm not going to talk to you about your second place finish. I was going to let Corey do that, talk about your race tonight, but I want to talk about the championship. So I believe this is maybe your second championship this season, but you know, I know you're only an oval driver. How did you get it done at the Road Series?
I started taking more rights, I guess. But man, what a season! Transitioning from oval to road, I never imagined I'd actually get this decent at it. But man, shout out to Tim for putting this series on. This is probably my favorite series other than Next Gen. So I had a hell of a lot of fun this year.
You've been a lot of fun to watch this season. Very consistent. You had a pitfall last race, but all in all, I mean, top 10s, top 5s, top 3s every race. That's why you are the champion. And just showing that you had true class and speed out there. And tonight you had the speed, but I'll let Corey talk to you about that. But what do you have planned for next season?
Definitely be back. I don't think I'm going to go the GTP route, but I think I'm going to stick with my GT3s. I'm starting to really love these cars. Put on really good racing. They're really fun to drive, so I'll probably stick with my GT3s.
Well, with 13 out of 15 podiums, what's your approach to something that's so far out of your comfort zone?
I don't know. I guess I've just taken a liking to these things and got consistent with them. I mean, I need to get more consistent on track. I made a lot of mistakes tonight, so I wanted to go out in fashion tonight and take the championship with a win, but that didn't happen. I kept going off track.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. So, you know, at the start of the race, the first half before the pit stops, you lost almost 3 seconds to the leader, and then you ran him back down. And then pit stops happened. You went in a couple laps before everyone else, and I thought that was a good strategy. But man, you gave up a lot of time in the pits.
Yeah, I went in a little bit too slow, not paying attention, and I was on a pretty good lap, and then I don't remember turn 5 or whatever. I hit the curbing way too hard, about spun the car. So that right there just killed all the time. And then after that, I don't know. I couldn't hit a line to save my life. Derek was killing me through the turns with the sand traps. I kept getting 1Xs going off track, almost spinning out. I couldn't get through there. He made it like it was nothing. I just couldn't do it.
Well, Corey, you got anything else for Big Daddy there?
Well, I just want to know who he has to thank for getting him here tonight and all season long.
Yeah, Pat and Jamie, GLR, Tim for putting on the series, everything he does for the series. Jam Printing Promotions, y'all guys in the booth at V-Speed, Alexander PCs, MK Fire Design, Zach Graphics, and my guys at Premier Racing Setups.
Well, awesome job there, Jeremy Gardner. There is your second place finisher and your season champion here at Goat Locker Racing for the GT3 series. Congratulations to Jeremy Gardner. Look forward to see what he can do out here next season. Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, Corey, it's been a lot of fun working with you here all season. I know you missed a few races at the start, but other than that, it's been rock solid all season.
Yeah, the action on track has been great, and I couldn't think of a better team of guys to spend my Saturday nights with, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you guys out on track next season.
Yeah, and of course we had Tim Jones out there in the booth tonight producing this thing, and of course he's sick as a dog, and but that shows just how dedicated we are. And this is an all-veteran crew here tonight presenting this race for you. As you know, that we are a veteran and first responder primary oriented league, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So it's been absolutely just killer being here with you guys.
Yep, and I can't wait to call another race with you anytime in the future. I hope they put us on another assignment.
Well, I guess with that, maybe we should wrap this up. We've got to thank MK Fire Design, who brought us this series this season. I'm going to spend a little bit more time here on this sponsor, but you know, they came on board right before the season started. We didn't even know we were going to have a sponsor before this series started, and MK Fire Design came on board when we were able to present this to you live every Saturday night here at Go Locker Racing on V-Speed. So we got to thank them, and of course Zach Graphics, another one of those sponsors that came on at the same time. Zach Graphics is one of those organizations or one of those companies that can put designs on just about anything you have. You should go to their website. You got a QR code. Check them out. They're at Zach Graphics. They can put your design on almost anything. And then, of course, Save 22. They've sponsored so much here at Goat Locker Racing. Truly very good, with our first responders and veterans out there fighting suicide. If you need a place to reach out, this is an organization to do it. Right, Corey?
Absolutely. I want to thank the sponsors who support us and make everything here happen. Everything from the fun racing we get to do to awarding veterans and first responders sim equipment who otherwise couldn't make it happen. So thank you to all them. And again, what a bow to put on this season. It's been a great season, and I can't wait to do it again next year.
Well, yeah, with that said, I'm Ken Huber. Corey Smith's been alongside with me all season pretty much. Tim Jones producing. Dougie Beard on cameras tonight, provided some awesome cameras. With that said, I want everybody to know that tomorrow night is our championship race at Xfinity for the InVets Xfinity race. Make sure you tune in to V-Speed for that race tomorrow night at the same time, same channel. Other than that, I want everybody to have a great weekend, a great Christmas week coming up. Celebrate time with friends and family. And with that, good night, everyone.